Huh? What? Is there a hockey game today? That is my impression of our Washington Capitals, who slept through the first half of this hockey game against the Detroit Red Wings. Matinee games never been a strength of the Washington Capitals, and so we, as Capitals fans, have come to expect very little in these matinee games. And even with that low bar, those low expectations that we have for our team in these matinee games, today still was a new low. Caps lose 5-2 to the Detroit Red Wings on their home ice, on the Washington Capitals' own home ice. They got the result that they ultimately deserved in this game, and I am just sorry to any Washington Capitals fans who paid actual money to go to this game. First period, John Leonard, a minute and 5 seconds in. This is Ryan Leonard's older brother, who was recently called up from the American Hockey League to the Detroit Red Wings. And he, here, a minute and 5 seconds in, like I said, scores the first goal of this hockey game, and it is his first goal of the season. A rare bad rebound let out there by Logan Thompson. And yeah, John Leonard, he jumps all over this thing and gets the first goal of the game for the Wings. So I will admit, although obviously not happy that the Caps were down right away, again here in another matinee game, but it was kind of cool, I will admit, to see Ryan Leonard's older brother scoring in this game with the Red Wings moms on the trip here. It was their mom's trip. And so, you know, Ryan and John Leonard's mom obviously was in the arena at this game. Ryan, unfortunately, still out, although day-to-day now for the Caps, so he is certainly getting closer to returning, but ultimately could not go for this game. So he unfortunately had to still sit out. But yeah, his older brother John here getting the first goal of the game for the Wings. And I have to admit that even though, like I said, as a Capitals fan, I was not thrilled to see the Caps down early in this game, it was pretty cool seeing Ryan Leonard's older brother get the first goal here. So it's 1-0 Wings, and that is how the first period would end. And it would only end 1-0 because of Logan Thompson. Because despite that, you know, early poor rebound that he let out for the goal there to put the Red Wings up 1-0. After that, he was lights out. The Red Wings outshot the Washington Capitals 17-6 in the game's first 20 minutes. So only because of Logan Thompson are we not down by a lot more at the end of the first period there. But then we go to the second period, and the Caps, for the first half of this period anyway, they still are not here to play in this one, okay? I'm just going to literally read these goals off here because there's a lot of them to go through for the Red Wings. And frankly, they were coming fast and furious for them. So a minute and 37 seconds into the second period, James Van Riemsdyk, he gets the goal to put the Wings up 2-0. Obviously, TVR's brother as well. This was meant to be a battle of the brothers here, this home and home back-to-back series between the Caps and Red Wings. But unfortunately, Ryan Leonard for the Caps, like I said, still out, although day-to-day now. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk as well was a healthy scratch for this game. But JVR here puts the Wings up 2-0. Roughly 4 minutes after that, Elmer Soderblom puts the Wings up 3-0. About 4 minutes after that, Moritz Seider puts the Wings up 4-0. And it was not until 31 seconds after that Mo Seider goal that the Caps finally get on the board for the first time. So 10 minutes and 36 seconds into the second period, it is Alexei Protas on the board here for the Caps. A beautiful individual effort here by Big Pro, just burning down the ice here, guns it past the Detroit Red Wings defense, and then ultimately beats John Gibson high, top corner. Beautiful shot there by Alexei Protas for his 12th goal of the season. So that one assisted by Tom Wilson on the primary assist and by Rasmus Sandin on the secondary assist, cuts the Wings lead excitedly here from 4-0 to 4-1 for the Caps, with about half of the game still left to play though. So it at least made things somewhat interesting here. So yeah, 4-1, and that is how the second period would end. And then we go to the third period, and like I said, it does get a little bit interesting here as Martin Feravari, quick shot, Beautiful shot here. Beats John Gibson to cut the Wings lead now to 4-2. That one assisted by Declan Chisholm and Dylan Strome. And there is still about 11 and a half minutes left to play here. And the Caps at this point, they were playing now, right? Like they were now awake. They were engaged in this game at this point here now. Made it 4-1, made it 4-2, and then Jacob Chychrun appears to have his 15th goal of the season to cut the Wings lead to 4-3, but it gets called back here for goaltender interference. I use that term very loosely here, okay, because while there certainly was contact here with Detroit Red Wings netminder John Gibson, the contact came because Alexei Protas of the Caps was shoved into John Gibson by a Red Wings defender. So the referee waves the goal off. Okay, bad call right there to begin with. But that's fine. The Caps can still challenge this thing. So the Caps, they do issue the coach's challenge to reverse that goaltender interference call and make this count as a good goal here. And so you would only hope that this bad call here would be rectified here when it goes to video review. But the referees never want to overturn one of their own calls. They let this stand here as a no goal. So a terrible call, in my opinion. I'm a goaltender too, by the way, and you understand as a goalie that you are going to face some contact sometimes, and sometimes that contact is going to be either incidental or initiated by your own teammates and what they are doing in front of you, right? And that is what happened here. Like I said, it is a Detroit Red Wings defender shoving Alexei Protas into John Gibson. This is the wrong call, 100% here. And even more frustratingly is the fact that the Caps now have started this season 0-for-6 on coaches' challenges. This is after they started last season 0-for-7. And you can't even blame the Washington Capitals staff on a lot of these challenges not going their way, right? Like I'm not saying this to shit on the video coaches here. That's not what I'm doing at all. Because I think that they're doing the best that they can. What I am saying is that there is no consistency whatsoever in these calls. We have seen, goals count against us where there was a lot more goalie interference, right? And those goals stand up against us. And then one here like this gets called back. And this has happened over and over and over again. Obviously, like I said, to the point that we are 0-for-6 on coaches' challenges this season, to the point that we started last season 0-for-7 on coaches' challenges. So there's just zero consistency whatsoever. So it's hard to know what to challenge or not to challenge as a coaching staff, right? I don't know what you can really say at this point. There is probably something to the fact, though, that maybe these challenges tend to go, for certain teams and against certain other teams. There's not really any other way to explain it when you have now started back-to-back seasons, a combined 0-for-13. Like, really, Gary Bettman, really? You're going to tell me that not even one of those 13 coaches' challenges in these goaltender interference, offside scenarios, whatever it may be, you're going to tell me that not even one of those should have gone the Washington Capitals' way. Goaltender interference is, of course, more subjective, but ones that are supposed to be pretty objective are the offside calls, and I can think of a couple just off the top of my head where we did not get the call. The one in the game against the New York Islanders comes to mind right away, where, a play was either clearly offside or clearly not offside, and the call that should go for us still goes against us. So, I don't know, man. Like, would the Washington Capitals have come back to tie this game up if this goal had counted, as it probably should have? I don't know. But what I do know is that this goal would have made it 4-3 with plenty of time still left to tie it. And with the Washington Capitals at that point, like I said, having been fully woken up, fully engaged, they were all over the Red Wings at this point, would have made it 4-3 here, like I said, with plenty of time still left to tie this game. And it sucks for Jacob Chychrun too, individually, because like I said, that would have been his 15th goal of this season already. He is on pace to set salary salary cap era records for a defenseman in terms of goal scoring here this season. So certainly you would have liked to see that one go in for him. This guy could have had like a hat trick today, honestly. Like, this guy is just absolutely unbelievable. The chances that he creates, the pucks that he can just rip from everywhere, whether he's, on one leg, off balance, whatever, it doesn't seem to matter. He has got such an incredible shot and so much strength behind it. He can get that shot off from anywhere. He could have had a hat trick today, for real. So Caps don't get the call. They ultimately go on to have to pull their goaltender. Dylan Larkin puts one into the empty net for the Wings to make it 5-2, and that would be, babes, your final score. Now, like I said, maybe a little bit of poetic justice there, honestly, with that goal not counting for the Washington Capitals, because if they had come back and won this game, it would have been great, obviously, and you would have loved to see that comeback, and you would have been happy for them that they were able to pull that off. But at the same time, if we're being honest with ourselves, they were still in bed for the first half of this game. You cannot do that in the National Hockey League and expect to come back and win games on a regular basis. I just have no explanation for this anymore. Like, some of these, slow starts in these matinee games, it is unbelievable. Completely asleep they were, like I said, for the first half of the game. So my point is, maybe it is poetic justice that goal doesn't count there and that they ultimately don't get the comeback. As would they really have deserved it with the way that they started? Sure, like I said, they played a much better second half, so you're happy for that. But at the end of the day, you're outshot on the afternoon 41-26 in total. And like I said, that is largely because of that terrible start. So I don't know. They probably got the result that they deserve today. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Caps and Red Wings obviously playing a back-to-back here. So it is a quick turnaround here for the Washington Capitals and for the Detroit Red Wings as well. And a quick turnaround for me as well here on the YouTube channel. So I will try to get I'm not even sure if I will be able to get this video up in time before that next game tomorrow, as that one is an early one as well. Ooh, yay, another early start time. Let's hope that the Caps can get out of bed for that one and get ready for the actual puck drop, and not just the puck drop on the third period or halfway through the second period or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. We'll see what they bring tomorrow. But yeah, certainly the start today pissed a lot of people off. So yeah, we will be back with you for the post-game reaction after that. The second half of the back-to-back as well. Quick turnaround, like I said, for both teams. So we will hope that the Caps can get something out of that game tomorrow. That one will be in Detroit. So a road game here for the Caps. And yeah, you would figure that it will be Charlie Lindgren in net. You would figure that it would be Cam Talbot probably for the Wings. So we will see tomorrow morning what the goaltending matchup will be. But yeah, you hope that they will be able to get something out of that game, as today, like I said, 0 standings points, and that is probably the result that they deserve. So babes, thank you all so much for watching. As always, appreciate you all so much. And as always, baby, even when the team sleeps through the first half of the game, Caps fan through and through here. As always, baby, let's go Caps.